And if you've been liking any of the content on here, just feel free to subscribe.
This is our mission today. We're doing supply drop with sweep and clear, so sticky objectives, and hammer and anvil. And supply drop is the one where objectives get selected, alpha and omega, and they disappear in round 4 and 5. So we're doing hammer and anvil.
For our army today, we're trying to cover out a lot of things. So we're going to have three of our heavy destroyers back there. I think they're one of the best units Necrons have. They just make things dead. So it's good times. Having a group of scarabs, I think they're always fun for just bouncing around, grabbing points and stuff. We're going with the group of Immortals as well as the Plasmancer and Overlord. It's definitely not as broken as it was, but you can still get a lot of damage through with all of the exploding 6s and 5s. We have a Doomstalker back here. Since we're playing Canoptek Court, he's actually pretty good, so hoping he does some work. We decided to bring the King of Kings. I know a lot of people say he's not worth the points, but I wanted to play him, so here we are. Blob of Lichguard, they are just going to go and stand on things and do Lichguardy stuff. And back here, we are also running a Doomsday Arc. Same idea, just going to hang back, try to pick things off so we can push the middle with our Lichguard and Warriors. And we have the enhancement on the Cryptek there, so we were able to infiltrate them and drop them on that first turn. Hopefully with the 5 up from the Technomancer, they are a pain to get off, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Against the Necrons, I have 2,000 points of Salamanders. I have 2 units of Scouts, 2 units of 6 Aggressors, and then joining one of those Aggressor squads is going to be a Gravis Captain. No enhancements on that Gravis Captain. 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts with the Plasma and the Heavy Flamer. 2 squads of 3 Eradicators. Each squad has a Multi-Melta in it. A squad of 10 Infernus Marines, and joining those Infernus Marines is going to be Vulcan Hastan. 5 Infiltrator, just for standing on my home field objective. And then finally, I have 6 Blade Guard, and joining those Blade Guard is going to be Adrax Agatone and a Lieutenant, and the Lieutenant has the Champion of Humanity enhancement, and that allows the whole unit to ignore modifiers. And that is the list, 2,000 points exactly, and let's see how they do against the Necrons today. For our deployment here, we have deployed, quite a bit of us are on the line for the Salamanders because I can advance and shoot, but I need to be careful because I'm behind a lot of cover because he has a lot of firepower. He's got the King, he's got a Doomsday Arc. I don't want to get shot off the board turn 1. And the Necrons are back here. A lot of their guns sitting back here. You have his single Locust Destroyer sitting out to make sure he screens. Lots of firepower. He did infiltrate his big blob of warriors with the Technomancer and the Overlord. Lichguard are sitting there along with the King and the Overlord. And you have, what do you have in Deep Strike there, buddy?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So yeah, and then there's some heavy destroyers are there. The Canoptek Doomstalker sitting right there.
Immortals, Plasmancer.
And some Immortals with the Plasmancer. I got my Scouts up there, so turn 1 I will run away with them if I need to. And let's find out who goes turn 1. Figure out who goes first. Yep. We got there. 2, 3. Ooh, Necron go first. So I will scout these Scouties behind this wall so I don't get shot all up. And we'll go on to Necron's turn 1. Turn 1 cards, we got Engage. Okay. And Investigate Signals. Those are ones you don't have to worry about shooting me as much.
Yeah.
That's actually not that bad. So you go up to 1 CP, and I will also go up to 1 CP. Necron movement. Warrior shuffled over here. Lichguard tried to advance to get a little further onto the objective. They've got a 1 that did get them onto the very tip of the objective, so they will get that. The trusty Scarabs did what Scarabs always do, get secondary, so they got to the 2 corners, so he will get 4 for Investigate Signals. Everything else is kind of shuffled up a little bit, stayed behind cover, but most of the stuff's just kind of waiting for me to come out to get some shots onto me. So we're going to move on to the shooting for the Necron Warriors into the Scouts. We'll just give you a recap of what goes on there. There's a lot of shots going through, so it won't be a big bunch of damage. Alright, so on to the shooting. With the shooting, he did have the Power Matrix because he owns 2 objectives in No Man's Land. So with the rerolls, he was able to kill 2 of my Scouts. So the Scouts are dead. He does get 4 points for Investigate Signals here and here. And he's going to toss Engage in all fronts for a point, so he'll go up to 2 CP. We're going to go on to my turn 1 for the Salamanders. I don't know if I mentioned, but I do have the 2 Eradicators in reserve. So, turn 1 cards, I have Overwhelming Force, kill things on objectives. I probably will kill those Lich Guard and deploy Teleport Homer. So, I might do get the Scouts to do that. So, we'll see what we can get with that. So, the points are still 4-0, going on to my turn 1. Turn 1 of the moment will be the Lich Guard. Movement phase for the Salamanders. I pushed up here with an advance. I did get a 5, so I got it here. But then Mike used his stratagem so he can move back 6 inches. So I was not able to get his shots. I don't get the objective from him, but makes it so if he moves around that corner, I will burn him up good. I move the Scouts up here so I can deploy the Teleport Homer, and I move these advance these aggressors up so I can get some shots onto the Lich Guard. Redemptor moved out a little bit to get shots on the Lich Guard as well. Everyone else kind of stayed here just to see what the Necrons are going to do in his turn 2. Alright, on to my shooting. And I shot the Redemptor into the Lich Guard, doing 3 wounds. He saved 2 of them, so I only killed 1 Lich Guard, so I'm going to try shooting my aggressors using the Devastating Wound stratagem. I see Mike looking around, seeing if there's something he could do, so I'll come back in case he does something. For my shooting phase, like I said, the Redemptor killed a Lich Guard, and then the aggressors kind of popped off with the shots. We only got 5 devastating wounds, but a couple flames went through. Mike saved about half of them, so I killed about, I think, 5 Lich Guard possibly. About 5 altogether. So they'll be coming back. He decided not to kill the ones off the objective, so the Scouts only have 1 OC, and he has 1 OC, so we are tied on there. I do get 3 points for deployed Teleport Homers, but I'm going to toss Overwhelming Force for now, because there's no one really on objectives. I think I can kill her quick, so I'm going to toss that for a CP. I will go up to 1 CP for that, because I did use 2 for the Devastating Wound stratagem. So we're going to move on to turn 2 for the Necrons, and the score is 4-3. Necron, turn 2 draw. What do you get? Storm hostile objective. That's a pretty good one. Not a bad one. Actually, not on any. The Scout ones, but... And Aerial Denial. Okay, kill stuff in the middle, and pretty much come take this objective off me. Alright, so let's see what the points are. I'm up to 2 CP, and Mike is up to 3 CP. And the points going into Mike's movement is 9-3. He got 5 points for owning that objective there, and this one is contested, and I own this one. So, 9-3 of the points, on to movement. the Necrons have moved up, advanced, gone to this objective here so they can shoot onto my aggressors and steal it. These warriors didn't move. They didn't want Overwatch. Lich Guards moved ahead here just to make sure they can keep me from getting any kind of primary. The king moved out to shoot onto probably my aggressors. What did you use for your imperative?
Kept it on these guys to be immune to anything in case you do find something.
Doomsday Ark moved to here, probably get shots on the Redemptor. The Doomstalker's out as well. And that is most like the shooting. I think he's going to try to blunt my counter punch, because if he can take out a lot of my flame units, I should be able to, he'll keep me from killing all his infantry. All right, on to the shooting for Necrons.
Not a Canoptek unit, so he doesn't get...
the special miss?
Correct.
Okay, so I've popped Armor Content on the Redemptor, and Mike is going to now roll for his Doomsday Ark. Ooh.
6 shots.
A lot of shots.
Looking for 3s. Okay. Presuming looking for 3s. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, 3 go through. I used Armor Content. I am in cover. I do believe it's AP 4.
Yep.
So I need 4s. 1, 2 go through. Damage?
Damage 4 each.
4 each. Down to 3 each, so he's down to 6. Being shot at by the king onto my aggressor, so I'm going to use his captain's ability. I want to save for next turn to use Devastating Wounds for free, but I'm being bombarded, so I'm going to use Armor of Contempt for free. Since I've already used it, I have to use it with this guy.
Alright, so first thing we're going to do is the Annihilator Beams with the...
Yes.
With the 2 Minears. This is all happening at the same time, same unit, so I wouldn't get myself out of line of sight. Alright, so 1 hit. Looking for 2s. Cool.
Okay.
AP 4.
AP 4, so would be, I'm in cover, so bring down to 2, so I need a 5. But that's a 3. I'm guessing that's a dead aggressor.
That is 6 damage.
Wow.
Now, the king is going to shoot at them as well. He's going to use his Staff of Stars.
Oh.
I gotta remember that this has direct fire if that ever comes up too. Alright, looking for 2s. It's a lot of 1s. Alright, they were toughness 6, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm looking for 3s. Strength 10, looking for 3s.
Oh,
these are Devies as well.
so it's AP 1, so I need 4s. Whoops, with the Armor of Content and cover. Save 2. How much damage?
3.
Then the Debbie would kill the last one. Oh, my aggressors are all dead.
Well, he's sitting here. Oh.
Yeah. Nothing left to do.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not going to shoot today. 3 heavies looking for 3s because they moved. Sustained hits 1. So looking for 2s. Oh, terrible. AP 4.
AP 4 comes AP, because you can't all see me, but another one dead. Ah! The Immortals, with their Canoptek rerolls, shot into my aggressors. The hits were quite good. He got 19 hits with all sustained, but the wounds didn't translate. So he did get 3 wounds. What's the AP?
Nothing.
AP nothing, so I do need 3 ups. But fail 2, so aggressor, he takes 2 wounds, so he's down to 1 wound. So the shooting phase, he did manage to kill 1 more aggressor. I did lose my 5 aggressors over my 6 aggressors over there, so that kind of hurts. Dreadnought's still alive, so that's not too bad. He did get Storm Hostile Objective over here for 5 points. He wasn't able to get Ares Lunal, so that brings him up to 14-3 for the Necrons, and I'm going to my turn 2 for the Salamanders. Turn 2, behind enemy lines. Not the best. Engage in all fronts. Both rather grody. I do need my CP though, so we're gonna just see what we can do with those. Turn 2 at the moment will be these heavy destroyers. I need to kill these stinking things. My movement, I advanced the Infernus Marines with Vulcan up here. I just shuffled these guys over. I didn't advance because I didn't want to charge, but then Mike used that stratagem again, the stratagem to move him back 6 inches. So I cannot charge him. It would be a long bomb charge. If I do shoot at him, he'll make it harder. Blade Guard moved up, but then he did use his Overwatch from these Immortals into my Blade Guard. Killed 1 Blade Guard. and then I advance the Dreadnoughts up. I didn't bring my Eradicators in yet. I need to wait till he moves his vehicles up a little closer. I need to punch through these infantry and force him to bring his vehicles up. Alright, on to the shooting phase for the Salamanders. Vulcan, in the shooting phase, he can pick a unit so I can re-roll my Melta or Torrent weapons, and I'm going to pick this Immortal unit. Furnace Marines, with the Vulcan's ability, did kill the Immortals, but we only did 1 damage to the Overlords. Heavy Plasma, I'm going to overcharge it into these stinking heavy destroyers. So how many shots? Boop. There's a 6, hitting on 3s, and then re-rolling because it is the OT-MOTI. Strength 9 with the overcharge, and a cut to 6. So I need 3s, but no re-rolls. Up. Not bad, but I did drop 2.
And I can't do anything because they are not a Canoptek unit.
Oh!
I saved 2.
So that takes 1 down to 1 and kills 1, and then I have my Hazardous. He is okay. I did take out all the Lich Guard from the last Redemptor. I shot into the Lich Guard, finished them off along with the Aggressors. But now, I'm going to charge these Blade Guard into these Warriors. Alright, so I need a 8. That is an 11. Blade Guard in. I think that's the only charges. I'm going to try, let's try, with that awesome charge, I'm going to try the Aggressors, because I didn't advance them. They need like a 12 to hit this stinking Overlord, so let's try that. A double 1, they do not want that in the least. I think that's everything we're going to charge. There's nothing else to charge. I can't charge with these guys, I advance. Just the Blade Guard with their 11 into the Warriors. Okay, so this is big. I needed this charge, because if not, I think I probably would have been overwhelmed. Even still, he has so much firepower. But with that big 11, I was able to make it in there. I got the Grabs Captain in there. Any lower, I probably would have blocked myself out with the Grabs Captain, because I did charge the Grabs Captain, but he only made it 5. But the 11 brings everyone in with a pile-in. I can swing, so for Adrax's unit, I am going to use the +1 to wound stratagem, costing me 1 CP. I'm down to 1. So they have lethal hits. Too bad it wasn't open moment, but I'm going to use the Blade Guards to re-roll their 1s to hit. And we're going to move on to the combat. The turn 3, well, I should have done this on camera, but the Blade Guard did power up quite a bit here. With Adrax, re-roll 1s to wound from the Blade Guard, I did, or 1s to hit, paired with Adrax. It did do some damage. So I took that objective back. I took all 3 of the objectives back. I didn't gain primary this turn, so the score is still 3-14 for the Necrons, going into turn 3 for the Necrons. Didn't get engaged in all fronts or behind enemy lines, so I'm going to toss both of those. It's going to bring me up to 2 CP. Roll that 2 CP onto the Necrons turn 3. Ooh. Capture enemy outpost. You gotta come take my outpost. Have fun with that.
Yep.
You can spend your CP you got this turn if you want. Oh yeah, because you still have aerial denial from last turn.
Yeah, I wanted to eat that one, but this one's probably even worse. Yep, we'll get rid of that one, use my CP.
Okay.
Tempting target.
Tempting target. Alright, and what about your resurrection protocols? Alright, so everything is pretty much back to full HP. The Overlord back to 4, full, and free. I'm up to 3 CP, and the Necrons are at 2 since they spent their 1 for redrawing. Tempting target, I was thinking of taking this one to force his Overlord in and then flame him to death, but he would get 5 points, and it's still, I'd only kill an Overlord, so I decided to take the middle one since he can't get in there with a 7, because they only move 7, that Veneer can't quite get in there to contest it or even take it. So if he wants to take that, he's probably going to advance the king in there. So that's the best one I can think of, because over here, yes, I have Blade Guard, but he has a pile of firepower. And I found out last turn that Aggressors and his firepower just turned to mush. Alright, so on to the Necron movement. Okay, so the movement, Mike did advance his Scarabs up the board as far as he could get them, move the Doomsday around here so he could get some shots onto the Blade Guard most likely. The King did move onto the objective here with his Overlord, so he should be able to take it for tempting target. And then the Overlord moved up here so he can try to charge my Scout. So, I can see if I can weather the storm coming and then see if I can counterpunch the King off the board and then hopefully see if I can get the win. But I gotta weather the storm that's coming my way first. Locust Dude shooting at Adrax.
Alright, so look for 3s.
Okay.
Hit you all of the time for 3s. No.
Okay.
Just the one lethal. AP2 damage 2.
AP2, so 4 up invul. Saves it.
This fellow shoot at them. So, D6 plus 2, because of blast.
Grody.
Don't think I can reroll that, can I?
Yeah, you can reroll around hits.
Yeah, that seems like it might be quite important.
There you go.
Worth it. Shooting you a bunch of time looking for 3s.
Was that the Doomsday Arc?
This is the
reroll hits.
He is within all, isn't he? Thank you, friend.
Probably
For 2s.
Twosies.
Hit you all of the times.
7. 7 4 up involves. Yep. I did make a fair amount of them.
Oh, yeah.
2 blade guard down.
So he is going to shoot into them.
Okay.
Alright, so D6. D6 plus 1. 2.
Grody. Is it blast?
That one is blast, so...
Let me live there now. 5. Yep, you still get some 3 shots.
He did move, so he does not get devies. Hit all the times, 2 ups. So
All right.
2 at minus 4, 2 on invulns.
2 on invulns. I'm going to roll these one at a time just in case. It's a 4 and a 2. So I'm going to try re-rolling that to a
Nice.
6. So that saves both of those. I needed that. Nearest did get 2 shots, 2 and 2 wounds through the aggressors, and I rolled a double 6 for invuln. So now I shoot into the aggressors and my scouty scouts.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so shooting at the aggressors. That is 2 hits, 3s, devi wounds. Okay, minus 3.
Up. How much damage?
3.
That's a dead aggressor.
Staff of Stars is going at the Scouty Mouties.
Staff of Stars.
2 fail. Alright, so I'm looking for 3s.
Cool. 7 AP1. So I will take it on this guy in cover first. So he'll need a 4. Nope. How much damage? 2 damage?
1.
Oh, I can take it on him again. He's good. He's alive. Nope, he dead. And then the rest are at AP1. So they're not in cover, so I do need 5s for the rest of these. So that kills another scout and 1 down to 1.
The king is going to be charging these guys.
Right, which multi-charge? Because there's 2 units there. There's a grab.
Oh, is it?
There.
Oh, okay. Yeah, multi-charge both of these idiots.
Okay. So, who are we going first with?
Alright, let's do the Overlord down there.
Okay.
I think I'd even get it with Snake Eyes, so
Yeah,
he's in.
He's in.
Alright, so my Overlord in there, what do I need for that?
Probably a 5, 4 or 5. 12, make it.
That'll do it. Alright, so this one I need...
Like a 4 or 5, something like that probably. Probably not high. Ooh, we better measure that.
Yep.
5. Charges made it in. We'll do combat and we'll let you know how it goes. Dusty Scythe.
12 attacks. Looking for 2 ups. 4 toughness, right?
Yep.
Okay, strength 8, looking for 2s.
Ooh, nice. So 2 damage each. We'll take 2 to kill Blade Guard. So I'm going to roll these 2 at a time. Looking for 4 up invulns. Boop. Alright, so 1's down to 1 wound. I have to roll 1 at a time. Dead.
One guy was already at 1.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll have to roll another one here. So another guy's at 1. Boop. Good. Dead. How many more guys I got in there? I'm a Blade Guard.
So we got 2 dead Blade Guard. There is 0 more Blade Guard.
Okay, on my Lieutenant. Lieutenant has 5 wounds, so I can roll these 3 at a time. He has 3 wounds left, so I can roll these 2 at a time. He has 1 wound left.
Okay.
Perfect. Alright, so let's swing back. King here, we melee back and forth. He killed all my Blade Guard. I did attack back with the Adrax, Lieutenant, and the Gravis Captain. I only managed to kill 1 Veneer. The melee against the King is not the best. He did get Tempting Target. He wasn't able to kill enough of the Scouts. And he didn't get Aerial Denial. So the points, I think, are still 14-3. I need something good. Storm Hostile Objective. That's a pretty good one. I think I can get that one done. And Assassination. Okay, so Assassination and Storm Hostile Objective. Alright, so bottom of the third, 5 points for heading to 8. Mike is still at 14. Oh yeah, and I made Oath of the Moment is the king for turn 3. For my movement, I move Vulcan and his little buddies up here onto this objective. Hopefully I can kill this Overlord. The Redemptors came up to shot the King, as the King is the Oath of Moment. Aggressors, they only got a 400 advance. I want to get further, but both play flames onto these heavy destroyers. Ain't going to happen. The Eradicators came in here. They don't proc any Overwatch now from the new rules update, so I can come in here and knock at Overwatch. And Adrax fell back, as well as the Gravis Captain fell back. The Gravis Captain fell back behind the ruins. Adrax couldn't make it, so he's probably a sitting duck. Alright, so on to the shooting. Let's see how we do. I need to clear out some of these stuff. Vulcan's shooting ability, I'll actually pick it to be this guy in the middle. My shooting, a little hit and miss. I did kill the Overlord here, killed one of the Locust Destroyer, the little light one, but my Terminator's kind of whiffed on the King. I could have kind of nuked him into the ground, but I ended up only killing one Minear. I missed on all my wounds except for one, even with the re-rolls. The plasmas bounced off the King. So now I'm going to do some charges. Dreadnought into the Overlord. I need something pretty. A 5. A 5 will bring him in. That is all the charges done. Alright here, so I did make the charge. I did end up pasting this. I do get 5 points for assassination, but that only brings me up to 13 points. So the score right now is still 13 to 14. Turn 4, Mike gets no prisoners and assassination. Pretty good cards. He doesn't get any for the primary again, because we once again toss back and forth the objectives, and the middle objective is gone now. We'll keep it there just for it's there, but it is gone. I'm at 2 CP, and you were at how many? 3, 2?
I'm up to 3 now.
Up to 3, already. For the movement phase, Necrons didn't really move anywhere. They didn't want to get overwatched by anything, and they just want to make sure to get all their heavy weapons off. So Mike's pretty much goal is to try to take this corner out, and I'm going to be trying to protect it as much as I can. So, on to the shooting phase for the Necrons. The score is still quite low. I do believe it's still 14 to 13. Moving on to turn 4 shooting. Alrighty, so the shooting phase, Mike kind of whipped. I haven't seen this many ones since, I think, for a while now. A lot of these stuff, he did kill my aggressors. Or one aggressor. He did manage to kill the scouts. He did have to use the King. Adrax and the Lieutenant are still alive. I have all my Eradicators up here. Everything else kind of bounced. I did lose my scouts, like I said, and then I lost an aggressor. So we're going to move on to the charge phase, I do believe.
It was real bad.
It was real bad.
Charge those guys with scarabs.
Which one are you charging?
Both.
Ah, okay.
Multi. The King will charge both, I guess, because he has to, I guess.
Yep. Makes it.
Yep. Scarab's going to charge aggressor.
Okay. And, alrighty. That is all the charges made. For the Necron turn 4, the shooting and the combat. The combat, he was able to kill my Lieutenant and Adrax. I wasn't able to kill two of these little fellows back, but I won't be able to shoot next turn since he does have me tied up. Kind of whiff back and forth here. So there's not much going on. He did get 10 points for his secondary. So the points right now are 24 to 13 for the Necrons. Going into turn 4 for the Salamanders. For the Salamanders turn 4 movement, we just moved ahead here to get some shots onto these Scarabs and the Destroyer. The Aggressor passive battle shock, so I moved him ahead. The Redemptors all moved towards the King. He did overwatch and take 3 wounds off of my Redemptor, so the Redemptor in black is down to 3 wounds. The Eradicators fell back from the Scarabs, and then we're going to move on to the shooting and see if I can take out the King. Oath of Moment is on the King. Vulcan's reroll. His abilities they can see for fire things are on the King as well. So far in the shooting, the shooting phase, Vulcan and the Infernus Marines did mop up this Locust Destroyer and 4 of the little Scarab Swarms. I did plank off some wounds off the King with Redemptor shooting. It's a shame I didn't get a lot of wounds with the Plasma, so I'm going to rely on my charges to hopefully see if I can bash him down. So we're going to try to charge. We're going to have to go big here. I might have to go big or go home. Redemptor in. Oh, it makes it on 8. The other Redemptor in. Makes it on a 10. That's good. And then do I want to put... I'm going to put the Gravis Captain in too. He can smash through the wall. I actually got to... can I fit in there? No. He might have to... I did get 10, so I might be able to fit him around. He need a big charge, though. He need like a 6 or 7. A 3. I need him to die, this king. So I'm going to CP reroll that and see if I can get like something higher. At 10. So I get 10 for all the charges. So I should be able to fit these Redemptors around and then get the Gravis Captain in there. So let's figure out what happens in the melee phase. Alrighty, so I did manage to kill the king. It came down to one last save. He had to use the CP reroll for before. Came down to 1 4-up save. He only rolled a 2, so it did kill the king. He didn't blow up, so that gets that objective for me. That probably wins the game, but we're going to see what happens in turn 5. The points right now are 31 to 24 for the Salamanders. On to turn 5 for the Necrons. Turn 5 cards for Mike. So let's see what these are. These are pretty...
Hail Mary cards.
Yeah. Heart of the cards. Deploy, teleport, Homer. Secure no man's land. So if you can get 2 objectives,
there's only one left.
There's only one left. So I forgot to mention that in turn 5, this objective disappears, and this one is already gone. So it's only this objective getting us 15 points, and that was why it was so key for me to kill the king. So if I didn't kill the king, I wouldn't have been able to pile onto that objective and get it. He would have kept it and got a big 15 points in his turn. Probably game. We'll see. Secure no man's land. We'll see what he can kill, but we'll come back. But still, fun game, close game. So, like I said, Mike has gotten some bad luck, and so we just had to show you a bit of it. So he was hoping to try to pull out a little bit of a miracle here, using these the heavy destroyers to take out my dreadnoughts, maybe get some shots off. You know, a Hail Mary, pull up some cool tactical moves. But the heavy destroyers into the Redemptors, that is 3 misses, and they are not Canoptek, so he cannot re-roll them. So he did CP re-roll that, one of those, and did get a 6. So that's a lethal. And I am at 6 wounds, but I do reduce it by 1. I am getting cover from the...
Yeah,
whatever.
you are, definitely.
So, hey up! A 5. Redemptor is on fire now. Okay. We did let Mike move up to the center here, just retroactively, just it's a friendly game, and we realized he could have got deploy teleport Homer. So he did deploy teleport Homer, getting him 3 points. So we'll bring him up to a total of 24 points for turn 5. And then in my turn, I did get Defend Stronghold and Tempting Target. The only one that is in No Man's Land. He did have to take that one. So I did get 5 points from here. 3 points for Defend Stronghold. That'll bring me up to a total of 57. So the points at the end with paint is 34 to 67. Great game. Thanks for coming along, Mike. Always a pleasure to have you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by.